All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is brought to you by The Right Stuff Detailing. GetDiscBrakes.com is their webpage, and we are not working on this.
Okay, in this video, what we're doing is installation of disc brake conversion for dummies. Here's your host, the dummy. So, what I did was I had a drill bit that I borrowed, but it was wasn't really. It was too tight. It was a tight fit for what I did, which is good if that's what your tolerance is. But for most of you out there, you're going to go to your Home Depot or Lowe's and get a 1/2-inch drill bit that has neck down for your smaller drills, and you're going to go ahead and what I did was I got the front one locked in, and then I drilled the back one. So in this video, you see that's all you're seeing is me finishing the drilling, and then I'm going to go ahead and just blow them out, clean them up, check for tolerances, do what I need to do, and then I'm going to start pre-fitting everything. And you should also make sure that you read all of the directions a couple times before you do this. If you don't know how to remove your drums at this point, I would suggest there's some other YouTube videos that you might want to watch before you do that. Alright, here what we're doing is putting the caliper plate on and pre-fitting it. So the top bolt has a bevel in it. We want to make sure that it stays concentric or centric. I'm not sure what the terminology is, big words. And then the lower bolts go through it and clear everything. Make sure that you put the bolts in correctly. Again, read the instructions. Long bolt goes in the front, short bolt goes in the back. Make sure you torque those little guys down. And then from there you'll be installing the calipers. And again, pre-fitting the calipers. Moving past the calipers, make sure that the banjo bolts, the hydraulic lines are going to fit up correctly, and don't tighten any of those up until later. And as I overdub this video, because it is pretty boring, hopefully we haven't touched on too many things over and over again. Okay, nothing exciting here. I've already packed the bearings in this part of the video. I've treated the bearings with FR3, which is a fully synthetic American-made product, and I'm wanting to see where the bearing's going to fit, where it's going to sit. So again, putting the disc on, pre-fitting everything, make sure I've got enough grease, trying to keep everything clean. And again, I'm not videoing. I've probably gotten up at some point in time to get a tool, and you're probably bored. So I put some music in the video. So I'll tell you about that in 1 second. I'm going to get the disc on, get it tightened down. I'm sure if you guys have different procedures and whatnot, I've read them, I've done it before. I've never had problems with my disc brakes, but do what you will. Everybody has their own way of doing disc brakes installation. So I'll get it all cleaned up after my install with Brake Clean. But and I'll also, at the end of one of these little slides, I'll be putting the center cap on with a rubber mallet. Nothing spectacular. It should be pretty straightforward for most of you. My procedures may be out of cycle compared to what most of you like, but again, to each their own. These videos have been done over a couple days with the weather and it raining and stuff like that, so it is what it is. It's pretty straightforward though. It's just disc brakes. But also check out DD Speed Shop. They're out of Canada. Danny and Dan. She's a singer, and this is her music that you're going to be listening to. And Dan also uses The Right Stuff Detailing. I've heard him mention it once before, so kudos to him. And the other shows, make sure you check out my channel and check out the other shows that we watch and talk about. DD Speed Shop. You'll hear sayings like, "That's mint," "Hey guys, what's going on?" Love it. It's fantastic. Zip Ties, and he's got a show, and Heavy Chevy's got a show. So there's some very cool automotive stuff out there, and it seems like we're all doing the same thing, just a different project. But we'll get back to it if I've not put you to sleep yet. But this is how the installation works, and just about done with the installation. Just a couple minutes here and there, getting some things tightened up.
When you zip ties and duct tape, this is fate. Couldn't want it any other way. So let's get into that broken down Chevy and drive. Where we go, I don't care, just get me into open air. Start the car and burn the tires. Let's light this road on fire and go. So let's get into that broken down Chevy and drive. Where we go, I don't care, just get me into open air. Start the car and burn the tires. Let's light this road on fire and go. And go. So let's get into that broken down Chevy and drive.
Hey friends, thanks so much to everyone who has already liked, shared, and subscribed. If you like what you hear, please pass it along. Tonight I'm going to do one of my faves. Alright, here we go.
That fluid through the line into the bolt and out into the caliper. Now I'm pre-fitting everything, so in the video you're not seeing me torque anything down with the exception of the caliper, because I want to pre-fit everything before I make it permanent. I want to see how it fits, how it sets, if I don't like something, how I need to turn it, stuff like that. Alright, tap this in with a rubber mallet. Swings good, no play, good to go. Now I'm going to tighten up this fitting right here and get that sucker to sit in there like it should. that is how we have the brake system installed. Again, that's loose still. I have to grease all the Lurks fittings, tighten up these cotter pins. But other than that, it's ready to go. Okay, so this is the conclusion of our complete installation. The product from Summit, which is the QA1 uppers and our the Right Stuff brake system. What I'm going to do is going to go ahead and grease everything up and do side 2. Maybe take some videos to insert if I needed to, but I think I've got everything. We're snug, tightened up where we're supposed to be here, tightened up here. I just need to grease everything. All the safeties are in, and one Zerks fitting I need to put in. Other than that, it's done finally. See ya. All right, see how this bracket is? Toot, 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 toot. Looks a little sideways. We're gonna put one in and it's gonna go this way, tuck underneath. I'll be right back. Well, everybody, back to tell you about the Right Stuff product. And we got a new prototype bracket that we're going to put in place. And we're going to get it fitted up here. I'm going to turn the camera back on and show you how we're going to reroute what we've done before. So give us a second, we'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I got the new bracket in. And I've got clearance right there. I mean, you'd have to be doing something crazy to hit it. And I can bend this line a little bit here. So I like the amount of threads I get here. Good and tight. I could probably take that washer out and get a couple more threads. Fittings fit good. This back line, the way that it's made, you want to make sure you get it really snug. Okay, don't put it on their finger tight and be silly about it, but you want to get a good wrench bite on it. It could probably be 1/4 inch shorter on each one of these pieces here and give me more clearance right here, but for the prototype that they sent me, good product. Now this is my challenge. I've got a bender. I've got to rebend these lines. This line right here, which goes to the rear, excuse me, this one goes to the driver's side front, goes right here. This one goes over here. Got to rebend that one. The one in the back, I've got plenty of slack. I can move around, get that line bent. So I've got a tool for that. So let me get back to it. I'll let you know what it looks like here in a minute. But it's pretty. Don't mind the rust. I got to clean it. Got to pull everything back off, bench bleed it, get the settings straight. So, all right, guys, look at what I did. Again, kudos to the Right Stuff. I might not have the right parts, but I got the right stuff. This here, I'm gonna bend this. Again, like I said just a few minutes ago to you guys, or seconds ago, I don't like where it's at right here, and it's not touching, but I have a bolt head that I need to put there for another relay. I'm gonna change that. So I didn't have to cut any lines, I just had to gently manipulate them, and they came out nice. Okay, now this one was the hardest one right here. This one did not want to play well. I put this gentle bend in it. I use this tool, performance tool. It's probably not the highest quality, super high dollar tool, but whatever. And put a gentle bend in it and made it come all the way back. And I don't know if you can see down in here, but it sits in the factory location as it should. See, it's not touching. You can see down there where it's bolted in the brake line. And I'm going to secure that. Probably put some hoses on it and a zip tie. There wasn't anything from the factory, but I think I can do better. And this one here, the front one that I was talking about, it sits right where it needs to sit. It's not touching the frame. It's not above the frame. It's not hitting that metal down there. That right there. It's not hitting any part of that. This is the back line right here. This one was a troublemaker too. And the reason being is because we went with brand new lines all the way down. I've got extra line down there. So I need to clean that up, make it pretty. I'll probably put a circle on it because it's going to come up and it's moving a big distance. So I'm going to put a circle on it when it gets up here and change this line a little bit, bend it, this back line. See where it goes in right there? It is not touching. It is not touching the booster. And it is nice and stout right there, and there's no way for it to touch the booster. There's just no way to. So anyway, that's where I'm at with that. So I'm gonna get under there, I'm gonna fix that bottom line, get it swirled around, make it pretty. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Then I gotta take it all apart, clean this rust off, clear coat this, or paint it black. I don't know, put your suggestions in the comments below. I love this cadmium plating. Love this stuff. Love the way it looks. Makes the rest of the motor look dirty. Adulting sucks. All right, bye. Okay, guys, got everything fit on the 65, and one of the things we need to do with this is I love this color, but I don't like the rust. So we're gonna end up cleaning it. I want to show you a trick real quick. When you're taping things off, if you're gonna paint, especially on an edge, you can sit there and cut it out with the razor blade, but let me show you a really quick trick. All right, so I'm gonna put some tape on here real quick. All right, and what you can do is just take anything and you can cut it just like that. Take it off like that. I missed a spot over here. I think I took a razor to it and finally figured out that this piece of metal would work the best. So I'm going to go ahead and paint it black with caliper paint, and then I'm going to go ahead and bench bleed it. I've already used my caliper and I measured the depth of the plunger, and then I went and checked it on the booster, and it's right dead on. So I think Just Brakes, they must prepare that right off the bat. So kudos to them. And of course I got sick, so keep getting sick. So my voice is blah. Anyway, so I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna paint it. We're gonna put it back on and splice all these videos together. Again, the right stuff. And then it's getbrakes.com. Excuse me, it's getdiscbrakes.com for the right stuff detailing brake systems. So we'll see ya. All right, guys, with the right stuff brake kit, you get a bleeded system. So put it together. You put these in there, shove these in the hole for the reservoirs. I'm hoping they're going to stay in there and not be something weird. You're supposed to immerse these in there. Let me back this up. All right. One-time use only. Oh, great. Let's hope that stays. These tubes are not very malleable. I see this going very badly if I screw it up. So I don't have a vise. I'm just gonna sit there and put it on the box here. All I need to do is push this in, plunger in a couple times to get it to be sealed. Hoping that's gonna stay just right. And of course I needed to reassemble it. Maybe that'll help. What do you guys think? Probably will. Don't scratch the paint. Don't scratch the paint. Dang it, I scratched the paint. All right, so hopefully those will stay there. I'll fill that up and we'll start bleeding it. Let's swatch and see. Oh, where's my fluid? It's here somewhere. That's not it. That's not it. Here it is. .3. Ooh. We're getting dangerous here. Oh yeah, Bart. So you make sure you fill it enough that your tubes are underneath. Alright. What do we do? Let's see. Let's get something. Let's get a small blunt object. How about a punch? How about a punch? Not a punch to drink, but a punch. Alright. Let's hope my eyes don't get any in it. Man, I hate touching stuff. And that is not very easy at all. I have to add a little bit more in there, just so it doesn't suck any air back. When we get to the point where we bleed the brakes, we're going to put FR3 in it so that we don't have any moisture issues in our system, and it's the best lubricant in the world. Let's try this some more. Okay, now this was an issue. It really didn't. I've never done it before on my own car, some of my other stuff. I just threw them on. The paint's a little tacky. Looks like we have no leaks. Let's do some more. Wish I had a bench vise. Oh, we got a leak. Leak is bad. Leak is bad. Well, I think we got most of the air out. We're gonna have air issues anyway. Couple more times. Let's see. Yeah, we're just pulling air from it. So anyway, we're gonna pull this out. Try not to make a mess. And try not to lose any paint. What a mess. Alright, we're gonna put this lid on it. Oops, says use only .3. Well, good. Good thing, right? That'll create a little bit of a vacuum. All right, we'll get it over there. Okay, so we got a little drip going on, and that sucks. So we deactivate it with water. We'll put this up snug so we have something to start with. Tighten all the lines below. And I'm going to keep it wet and pull these lines out so we don't lose any paint. Alright. Now, get a rag. Okay. This is the scary part, guys. The scary part. Probably need to do the back one first because it's a pain. Watch, it's just going to be a mess no matter what. I don't think there's a way to do this without making a mess. Yep, it's just going to be a mess no matter what, so put on the rack. Spray it down, wipe it down for 1 second so we don't have too big of a mess. Okay, let's tip this back up. All right. It's gonna give me problems. just because it can. Yeah, it's just gonna be a pain. Come on, buddy. Let's see. So with any hydraulic lines, when you're working on this stuff, if they are not lined up, they are never fun to work with. Try not to drip anything on the car. So much you can do. So brake fluid is, what is it, hydrophobic? It absorbs water, moisture. And it has been very crazy lately. We've had rain for so long, so many days. So I've not put any fluids or worked on the brakes out in the Merkel's garage driveway. Dripping. Like I said, we'll just deactivate it with water here in a second. The top one. We don't have the bottom one yet. And it's just in an awkward place. No matter what I do, I don't have any wrenching room. It's just the nature of the beast. Some of these cars, these old cars are like that. They have shorty wrenches that you can buy. And I don't use them very often, so I'm not going to buy them. Taking a little bit too long, so let me get this one tight first. Oops, wrong wrench. We'll get this done. We'll get the brake rod readjusted in there. One of the things I saw in there is that the brake pad, the foot pad inside the car, says disc brakes. So this car never had disc brakes. I thought that was funny. Somebody replaced it, and now it says disc brakes. All right, that one's tight. That one's tight. That one's tight. This one is not tight. So you don't need to see me do this. I'm gonna turn the camera off, get us all ready for the next thing.
All right, everybody. This is the final product, and what I want you to see here is it's raining outside. Everything is wet again. This is not wet. It's just shiny. Okay, got it painted. Looks good. Look at my lines. And because of the view, it's hard to tell, but the lines are not close to the exhaust. I just want everybody to see that. But everything came out great. It took me 2 lines, but I remade the back one, and I'll be sending the old one off to Right Stuff so they can make it in the future. If they need to make it, I don't know. Hey, that's not metal. That's weird. So, of course, the stand keeps moving on me. So there it is, guys. I got the relay in there. I just bent that line, put a nice swoop in it. Yeah. As somebody famous would say, it's mint.
with some curse words, of course. But anyway, I love it. I like it. I like it a lot. Looks clean. Still looks somewhat professional. It's not too far out there. And gotta put some other parts in there, but this will conclude the Right Stuff installation process for the disc brake conversion on the 14-inch. You can buy it from Summit or getdiscbrakes.com. And we're signing off.